Hey there. Let me start over. Hey there. This morning I started listening to a little webinar type interview, a promotion for a new book that's out by a gal named Sarah Landon. And I think the name of the book is The Dream, The Journey, God. I forget exactly what it is, but I'll include it in the written information that goes along with this video. So Sarah channels the Council of Light, and this book that she is promoting is a book that is a channeled message from the Council of Light. And she talks about the choiceless choice in this interview that I'm listening to, which it resonated with me a lot. So a little bit of background first with the Council of Light. In my meditations in the past, I have had this council like in a half circle behind me, and in a previous video that I did, as I was mentally and verbally processing, right, because things land differently, information lands differently, or maybe sinks in deeper into our beings as we're not only thinking about it mentally, but saying it out loud and hearing ourselves say it and all of that. So as I was creating a past video, I realized that as I was talking about the council, that they have my back. That's in my meditations, they're behind me, like in this half circle, and I feel very supported by them. So after I had that happen in a couple of meditations, I actually went online and typed in the council just to see if any others had this experience, and what I came across was several different folks having similar experiences and people actually channeling the council, one of them being Sarah. Okay, so she talked about the choiceless choice this morning, and at another, actually, the information, the message that I received from her channeling that I was listening, well, it wasn't it was channeling. Excuse me. As she was channeling in this interview, this book promotion, the information that was shared that has helped me to wrap up this information I'm going to share with you in kind of like a nice little package, so to speak, didn't come all in linear fashion in her interview. It was bits and pieces that came from different parts of the interview, and it helped for me to tie together things that I've had happen throughout my life that are centered around choiceless choice. So here's an example of, she talks about choiceless choice being when you have, maybe you have a big choice to make, and we're kind of focusing on, oh, how am I going to make this choice? Because this could be a once in a lifetime opportunity. That always, I guess there are truly some once in a lifetime opportunities. I guess I could say birth is a once in a lifetime opportunity, death is the once in a lifetime opportunity, but in between, I think that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves by thinking that we can pass on something and that's gonna like make our life be terrible from then on because we missed this once in a lifetime opportunity. The reality is that there are so many opportunities, and life is always unfolding and expanding for your highest good. So you're always going to be offered another opportunity. It might not look the same as the previous one. In fact, it's probably going to be even better for you because it's meeting where you're at in that point in life for your own expansion. So anyway, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves when it comes to our programmed thinking of once in a lifetime opportunities. And she talks about how in the video, if you find yourself in that position, recognize first of all that you're putting that pressure on yourself, and then so have that awareness. And once you have that awareness, relax, find a way to relax, do what brings you joy, and at some point naturally you will know what the next best step is. So that is the choiceless choice. Now, my personal experience with the choiceless choice, and she actually did call it the next best step too, as she was describing the choiceless choice. But for me, the next best step is the terminology that I have used personally. So her tying that with the choiceless choice really helped resonate that into my body too. Some examples for me personally, the next best step was things that were essentially big choices in my life. The company that I had worked for back in 2001 decided to send product down to Mexico, and they offered a mass layoff. I was given the choice to continue working, knowing that at any point in the near future my position could be eliminated, or to take a severance package. And we had been offered the dislocated workers program, which was a thing back then in Minnesota, where school would be paid for. Now, what I've noticed with big decisions in my life that have turned into choiceless choices is that immediately there's always resistance in my body. Like back then, I think I was like 23 or something. And I had not gone to college. I had not been interested in college. And when I learned about that choice, not only, well, I guess the resistance in me was fear. Like, I don't want to find another job, but I don't know what college is like. I don't think I'd be good at it. Would I be good at it? I don't know. I could be good at it. So as I had my initial resistance to the choice that was given to me, which is natural, right? For all of us, we are told that there's going to be a big change, and typically fear kicks in about that. Resistance kicks in. So we didn't have to make a choice right away. I think we had a couple weeks or something like that. So what happened was, as I let those options sit with me, throughout the day or two or three that followed that, I found myself in natural positions of joy. Like I had my kids and we would do fun things and stuff like that. And I remember one night, very soon after that message had been given to us, the choice had been made, or not made, but given, options had been given. I was watching the nightly news and I saw in there that nursing, there was a shortage of nurses. And I would not have paid attention to that message typically, but for some reason, that whole hearing it resonated with me in a way that it never would have before. And it made me think, wow, I could do that. I could be a nurse. And then, if there's a shortage of nurses, well, there's nursing jobs everywhere. So it inspired me to expand my awareness of what I could be doing. And it actually became the choiceless choice for me. Yes, I'm going to take the severance package and I'm going to go to school, which you're paying for free, so that I could be a nurse and always have a job and help people. And from that point on, it was the choiceless choice for me. And it happened again. Well, it's happened several times. It happened again when I went, so that was the LP. I went to school for an LPN. It happened again when I went back to school for RN. It happened when I went into leadership. Somebody had, actually the leader at the time had asked me, have you ever thought about being an assistant manager? And my immediate reaction was resistance. I'm like, no. At the time, I had been actually creating a policy for cardioversion in our special care unit because it was a new service we were offering. And we didn't have procedure. We didn't have a procedure written up for it. And there was a lot of questions coming up about it. So I'm like, oh, okay. I was on the unit council and I'm like, I was inspired to create a procedure for the hospital. So I was working on that when I was asked the question, have you ever thought about being an assistant manager? No, I haven't. And she's like, well, why not? And I said, well, because our current assistant manager, who was a super wonderful, beautiful person, is still a beautiful person. she's not in that position anymore. That's why I use the past tense. I said she works really hard. She works really hard, and I don't see her getting a lot of appreciation. So my immediate resistance was, I don't think I want to be in that position, but God, you know what? As that sunk in, like, she planted that seed in me, and as that seed started to grow, and my thoughts started to expand around that, I thought, wow, I really love writing this procedure. I really love doing a lot of other things that that the assistant manager is doing. And so lo and behold, that became the next choiceless step for me. And there were a lot of what others would have seen as barriers, and actually I saw as barriers too in that position. I did not have my bachelor's degree. I did not have leadership experience. There were a lot of things I didn't have that were essentially required for the position. But one by one, things came up where those barriers fell away and became irrelevant, and I got the position. And that turned into the manager position for the mental health unit that I'm managing now. And that also was a choiceless choice, including for me to go back to my bachelor's degree. So these things are all, the choiceless choices are choices that feel like the next natural step. However, again, resistance, typically I've experienced it before I've relaxed into realizing what the next natural step is, what the choiceless choice is. And what Sarah did in her video is she explained that, so yeah, we're busy every day-to-day life, and maybe we come up against one of these things that we think is a big decision that we have to make, and we think, well, one example she gave was, well, I have to go pick my kids up, so I don't have time to just do something that brings me joy. I've got all this other stuff going on. And she points out that that's a choice. You have a choice to do those things absent-mindedly, and telling yourself, well, I can't experience joy right now because I've got to go do this. Or you can practice, it only takes 30 seconds. You can practice sitting in your car before you go pick up your kids and bringing to mind something that you've done recently that has brought you joy. For me, it would be taking the kids to the Dells and going down those water slides, and cultivate that feeling within your body and let it expand to every cell in your body, and then let it expand around your body. And then for me here, it would be expanding into the car, and then expanding outside of the car to the property around me. Gosh, did that only take like 20 seconds for me? And I'm feeling really good right now. Like, I'm feeling that joy within me. And go pick up your kids in that state of mind. That's how you can cultivate joy, to relax yourself and allow inspiration to come to you that helps you to know what the next natural step is. So then it's not even feeling like a choice. It's the choiceless choice. All right. I hope you all have a great day. I'm going to go into work in a great state of joy. Talk to you later. Bye.